In this video, we are going to be talking about TOEIC overview. Part 4 of TOEIC listening covers 10 dialogues about 10 sentences. Each monologue is followed by 3 questions, written orally and written on your answer booklet. This will only be stated once. For each question, 4 suggested answers are written in your booklet. You should choose the proposal the best answer to questions and put it on your answer sheet. Point number 1. Answer during the recording. As with part 3, start answering the question during the recording, since the questions and answer choice are written. If you can answer these questions quickly, you will have time to read the questions in the following step. This allows you to anticipate the key points that you need to focus on to fully understand audio and respond appropriately the questions. However, this will depend on the person, because some other person doesn't feel comfortable listening and answering simultaneously due to they can lose certain details for being responded. So what is recommended for everyone is to practice enough and discover how you feel more comfortable with. Point number 3. Memorize key points. When the audio recording starts, be sure to memorize the essential elements such as who, what, where, how, when, or why. These are the clues you need to anticipate to the possible answer within the test. Even if you consider yourself as someone who has not good memory, if you really pay attention to the audio and understand the conversation, you will retain the key points that are required because the audio doesn't last too much. Point number 3. Vocabulary. Do not neglect the vocabulary part during your preparation. This advice applies to all parties, but it's good to remember in that some subjects will tend to return. By becoming familiar with the vocabulary, you get a head start and reduce the risk of stumbling over a term that could destabilize you. This has been mentioned previously because it is considered one of the most useful tools to succeed in the exam. New technique. Pretend that someone is asking you the questions. If you can imagine it, you will be focused enough that the person is talking about, and then you will know that some question will be asked. First of all, what you need to do is pay entirely attention to the talk, because you will have to memorize a specific aspect of it. If you have time to read the questions before the recording starts, this will be useful since you will have an idea about the answer that will be required to questions. Another important aspect of this part is the vocabulary, as was mentioned before. You need to have an expanded range of vocabulary, whether specialized or common expressions. Remember, if you want to answer correctly, you need to understand every word of the talk. Otherwise, you will fail. This kind of exam has been designed to distract the takers as much as possible. So it's absolutely important to be a good listener, a good interpreter of the talk.